Welcome to the journey of Forex trading. We truly believe that you're gonna love this course, but before we can get you going, it's really important to understand how to use the Forex eLearn Pro. First thing you will notice is that there are 4 major tabs, namely Modules, Core Resources, Additional Resources, and Support. We will explain each of these as we progress throughout this tutorial. Immediately, you will notice that there is a real-time banner on the right-hand side of the course. This is updated on a regular basis and contains valuable daily analysis, trading tips, hints and tips and tricks, and many other messages we would like to send you. Just note that this forms part of the additional resources which you are required to be a member of, but we will get to that shortly. Alright, so as you can see, the Modules tab is clearly activated, as it is highlighted in red. The course is extremely deep and complete, however it is designed in a very user-friendly, intuitive fashion. If we have a look at the left-hand section of the Modules tab, we see that the heart of the course is divided up into 6 main modules. Below this, we have a Favorites section where you can pin favorite videos and practicals. Under this, there's a very comprehensive search system which allows you to quickly gain access to any element of the course you wish to find. You can minimize this search section. We will explain the media types in detail shortly. And at the bottom of the left-hand pane, we have a section called Show All Modules. This essentially shows every activity of the course in its entirety. Alright, let's go ahead and click this for now. The moment this is done, you're going to notice a total progress bar at the top. This enables you to see your total progress of the course. Naturally, we have completed the entire course in full, and hence we see that the total progress here is 100%. But for curiosity's sake, let's scroll down on the entire course to show you all the activities that you will have to complete in order to master all the media types of the course. But what do we mean by media types? Well, this is important to know, and the easiest way to define them is to have a look at the quick search section, which breaks them down nicely. The activities consist of theory videos, theory practicals, trading platform videos, and platform practicals. From there, we have special resources, which we call core resources, and these consist of a multitude of videos, pieces of software, guides, calculators, and glossaries. We then have an entire professional series of market simulations, which we call Technical Chart Interpretations, or TCI for short. And then finally, we cover our psychology section of the course in the form of magazine articles. Great! So now that you have a good idea of what's in store, it's critical to note that you do not progress through the course in a random fashion. We have meticulously designed the course to ensure that you start at point 1, and you are required to complete one element at a time before you can move on to the next element. The entire sequence of activities has been carefully crafted to develop your knowledge in a perfect manner, and many years went into designing the flow of information. Therefore, you will start quite logically on Module 1. Remember, because we have completed this course, all the activities are available to use. However, when you start, every element will be blocked until you complete it. Then the next element becomes available to you. Each activity has a well-defined icon to guide you as to what it's about, as well as containing the name of it. Further to that, just below the name is the identification of the media types so that you can get a good idea of what you're moving on to next. Remember that the course rotates from one media type to the next according to what you require to learn at a specific time. Because the majority of the course is in video format, all the video elements of the course have the video time displayed. This is done to enable you to prepare for watching the video. For example, where we see that this video lasts 16 minutes and 26 seconds, make sure you have the dedicated time to watch it before the beginning. Remember, the key is not to rush through all the information as fast as possible, but rather to study and try and absorb as much of the information to feel you understand it before moving on to the next activity. On each element you will notice a little eye. Currently all of ours are red, as this means that we have completed each activity or watched each activity. All activities that are not completed will have a gray eye until you watch it. We briefly highlighted the favorite section, but we can see that if we want to tag an activity for summarizing or viewing later, you simply click on the favorite star and it will be assigned to the favorites box here. By declicking the star, it's going to be removed from the favorites box. Alright, now before we briefly show you the player area, notice how we have recorded the video showing the desktop too? The course size has been specifically developed at an HD resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels and will fit into all modern desktop and notebook screen spaces. Keep this in mind, when we show you an example of a theory video, it'll make more sense. In fact, let's just click a theory video and immediately you can see what the player window will look like. Just note that you can move the main interface around, but the player window will always set itself to the middle of the screen as it is done here. The player functions are overlaid onto the video, and by leaving your mouse for a few seconds, the functions will disappear to reveal the full video in HD mode. But for now, let's take a look at the player functions. First off, many of you will find it distracting to see what's going on your desktop while studying and watching the content. So there is a maximize button on the top right hand side of the player, which will cover your entire desktop to enable you to focus on just the video. The video itself can only be watched at true HD size and therefore can't be blown up, as we wanted you to experience the true best quality while watching. The videos are quite graphically intensive, so make sure that your computer graphics card is able to handle it, otherwise you may find the videos will jitter from time to time. On this topic, the course is designed to work perfectly with Windows 8 and upwards. However, it is backwards compatible to Windows 7 and even Windows XP, although there are some graphical user interface compromises. So if you can, upgrade to Windows 8 for a flawless viewing experience. Alright, let's minimize the background display again. The default player functions are quite straightforward, however there are one or two things that we wanted to discuss. Naturally, once the video is playing, you can pause it using this button and press it again when you want to resume. The button to the right is extremely important. It's actually a double speed button, and as we click it, it disappears on purpose to highlight that you can only make it go faster at double speed. This function is designed for summarizing purposes, and we highly advise that you watch the videos for the first time at normal speed, but often if you want to summarize, then watching the videos at double speed can sort of speed up your learning, and hence we provided this option for you. You also have the option to go half speed, and this will come in handy sometimes in complex discussions. The scroll bar allows you to scroll quickly through a particular video. Naturally, you need the discipline to watch each video and complete every practical from start to finish, otherwise you're just cheating yourself. The videos themselves will only appear as complete once you have finished the very end of the video, so make sure you get to that point. Alright, so once you have finished watching, you then need to simply close down the video using the top right hand close icon, and you will be brought back to the main interface where you will see your incomplete icon convert to completed and the next activity becomes available. Following every video is a practical for you to complete. If we scroll down a bit, we can confirm this because we see the same icon appear twice for all video work, except the second icon has the word practical on it. This is critical to ensure that you understand the video. It greatly enhances your knowledge, so take the time and complete each one carefully. Let's click on one example practical to discuss a couple of things about how to use them. Every practical has a presenter and will guide you to what you're expected to do, and each one is completely different according to the requirements. There's a scroll bar showing you the length of each slide, but it's critical that you don't scroll with it or pull the bar along as you throw the practice off and push you to different slides. It's merely there as a guide to how long you have to go for each slide. If you require to redo or reverse the slide, use the replay button here. Once you're finished, it will automatically take you to the next one, but for purposes of our discussion, we're just going to click on a few slides to discuss a few things. more often than not, you will be required to move elements around, to type in text or click objects such as here. We're going to click on Leo Melamed. Once you think you have answered the question correctly, you will be required to click on the Submit button here. If you're correct, a discussion to aid your learning will appear. If you're wrong, you have 2 chances to get the answer right until the system will move you on to the next question. Naturally, if you get it wrong a few times, just manually go back and try and get it right. When you're required to type in text, follow the text box or the arrow. Such as here, we are required to enter a value and then click Submit. During every practical, there are very well designed and interesting games for you to complete, and although they are fun, they have a very important part to play to help you to get the knowledge. So questions were developed over a 2-year period, and these require careful thought to get the answers correct, but once you do, you're likely to never forget the information. Once you have fully completed a theory practical, then again to get to the main screen you will be required to close down the practical using the close button here. We just need to point out one more thing on the practical theory videos that may catch you out, so we will go and search for a practical in module 4 and click on the search by theory practicals. This gives you a good idea of how effective our searching methodology can be. When you are required to drag elements around, for example here, make sure that you see the object click into place where you think it should be moved to. Like so. You see how it bounced into place? Alright, so let's finish this off by showing how sometimes we're sort of in the right area but not in the right place. So the call to action will bounce back to its default position until we get it to lock into place. If it doesn't bounce into place, then when you click Submit, it's not going to work. After a few practicals, you should get the hang of it. Although most of the slides require you to click the Submit button, there are many times when the icon will appear within the slide to click next. And so in these circumstances, you should not click Submit, but rather the button on the slide takes priority to move to the next element. Awesome, hopefully that will get you to gain control of the theory practicals quickly. While we're here, let's just show you that the games are many and diverse, so you don't get bored at any stage of your learning experience. Here, for example, we have a game called Feed the Seals, and each game will require you to do something slightly different. If in the multiple choice questions you get the answer wrong, pay attention as the correct answer is displayed, so try and study it to correct yourself. Sometimes there are a few games in one practical, like here there is a golf challenge as well. Although the practicals allow you to switch and go to different slides non-sequentially, again be disciplined and complete them in sequential order for the best learning experience. Finally, make sure that you complete the final slide of each practical in order to ensure that the next activity of the course becomes available to you. Brilliant, so let's proceed back to Module 1 and discuss the trading platform element of the course. Remember that learning the theoretical concepts of trading is critical, but so is to become a master at the tools. And in this case, your tool is a trading platform, and hence we have developed a complete series of videos and practicals so that you can become an expert at using the platform. We teach you on MetaTrader as we believe it's an extremely effective and good place for you to start, and you'll soon discover why. However, we believe that you will have enough control once you have mastered this course to use any platform. Again, if we scroll down, you can see that each platform video will have a practical straight afterwards. However, these practicals are very different to the theory practicals. Let's click on a practical video. And note, depending on the speed of your computer and the length of the video, you may have to wait just a few seconds in order for the video to begin. So just be a bit patient. If we scroll through this video, you're going to see that we have put as much effort into making these videos interesting and exciting as any other video in the course. However, they are purely focused on teaching you the trading platform itself. So make sure you get to the end of each video in order to allow the next course component to become active. Now let's take a look at what a trading platform practical looks like. The learning sequence here is ultra critical, and the objective is to accurately simulate using the platform while we guide you. An example here is the left-hand guide telling you to click on the Portuguese language, and you will have to find it. You know you're right when you hover your mouse over the correct area, a hint will appear. If you click on any other area that is wrong, an incorrect window will appear, and the only way to proceed is to click on the correct area. Narrators and virtual lecturers are also present in all these practicals, giving you valuable tips and hints to fully explain every aspect of a trading platform. Just make sure that you wait until this target activated icon appears before you start clicking away, as this is your prompt to do what you need to do. Automated click and drags are pages that the system doesn't require any action from you, but still pay attention to what is happening. The practicals are constructed in scenes, and once you complete one scene, it automatically takes you to the next one, like so. Before we leave these practicals, just note that they also contain all the shortcuts for you to simulate, so you can master the tool fully. Just a quick note, however, on the shortcuts. We have managed to program most of the shortcuts to simulate correctly. However, because certain Windows shortcuts create a conflict, we have adjusted these to make the system smooth. These are Ctrl-P, Ctrl-Z, and Ctrl-N. For these particular shortcuts, just use P, Z, and N to simulate them. However, in MetaTrader, use them as Ctrl-P, Ctrl-Z, and Ctrl-N because there's no Windows conflict there. The next critical media type that you will come across are what we call core resources. As mentioned before, these are additional activities that don't form part of the heart of the videos. However, they are just as vital to your learning experience. You will notice on each element the subtitle of core resources, and each one will guide you at that point as to what it is about and what you're required to do. They are also important. In actual fact, we have a dedicated top tab for them. This allows you to gain immediate access to the various core resources as you start to unlock them. The core resources comprise of various elements from videos to a number of additional pieces of software. For example, here a uniquely developed trading time software. Further to that, there's also links provided for in the core resources, as well as well-documented PDF documents for elements such as glossaries, shortcut guides, and trading plans. All the PDFs that we make available to you are printable, and we advise you to make a neat file where you can keep them close by for whenever you need them. Beyond the core resources, we have TCIs. These only start from Module 4, but they're a brilliant way that we have recreated real-life market movements to visually apply all the theoretical concepts that we're going to be teaching you. Here we are showing you one simple example of one so that you can have an idea. There are over 60 of these, but at the very end our TCIs actually convert into real trades, which we record, and we highly suggest you persevere until you get to that point, because that's where we really want it all to come together. The final element of the course is the articles, and these essentially cover the entire topic of psychology in trading, which is extremely important, and we felt this should be conveyed in such a manner. If you click on one, for example, we can see it load, and these cannot be printed, unfortunately, but they can be treated as magazines, as they have been built as digital magazines. The functionality to use them is extremely easy, and you simply need to flip the pages, and there are a number of ways to do this. More often than not, you may find that you can't read the magazines clearly as they are squeezed into the course screen space, so we've allowed you to maximize the articles to full screen. Simply press this button here to enable that option. It may open behind the main screen sometimes, so simply bring it back to the front. Once you're done reading it, press escape on your keyboard and you'll be taken back to the main screen. Alright, so that is really all the elements at the heart of the course, and we hope you feel a bit more in control on how to use the course. Just to end off, we can see that the Additional Resources tab, which is part of the annual subscriptions, is located here, and we will continue creating and developing new content in the form of videos, practicals, real-life trades, articles, etc. It will become a vital part to the course in the future, and hence we highly recommend you maintain your subscription. Currently, at the time of recording, we hadn't launched it yet, but remember, if your subscription is not renewed, the tab is going to be blocked, as well as the daily tips and the alerts, and we will simply display a static page here. And finally, we have the support tab, which will expand over time. However, here you can see that you will be able to gain direct access to your user profile. You'll be able to replace a key if needed, and renew your Additional Resources subscription here. If you really love the course and are interested in making it into a viable reselling business, you'll be also able to apply here. If you require to contact us, you can also do here by filling out the form. And finally, if you opted to watch the course using the flash disk without installing the course on your computer, but at some point you wish to install it onto your hard drive, you can do it here. And that's about it. As a final wrap up, if you want to do a general search on any title content, you can simply do it here by typing in your requirement. For example, we're going to be typing in bullish, and all related content will appear. And the final thing is the latest activity. This really makes your life easy, because as you progress through the course and need to get back to your latest activity quickly, simply click this and the program will automatically take you there. Alright, that wraps up the how to use the course video, and we hope that you're as excited as we are to begin this journey together. Good luck!